and put me in touch with Josh. You know, I'd never met Josh, but just speaking to him on the phone, I thought he sounds great. Saw him play a couple of shows and immediately thought, I want this person in my band, you know, because he's just, he's one of a very rare type of player that is extremely charismatic and spontaneous and very unpredictable. But what he does come up with is always right, you know. I mean, often people can be unpredictable and come up with some bloody awful thing, but no, he's just an absolute inspiration for all of us, really. And I think he brings a looseness to the band that Rob and I had not been this loose as players before, and I think a lot of that is what Josh and Ding bring. I mean, Dingo, the bass player.
Well, we can't forget to mention him. He's an unmistakable 7-foot giant of a man who looks
yeah.
quite scary, I've got to say, when he first came out. But then he's all smiles as well once you get going.
Yeah.
And he's the bass player from The Fall, I believe.
That's right. I mean, I think The Fall is probably one of my favourite bands in the world, and I saw him play with them last year. And again, was just blown away by his charisma on stage, and he plays so hard. And I'm forever looking for hard bass players. You know, bass players often don't really just hammer it like I like it hammered, and he does. You know, not only that, but he looks like a steamroller. He never stops. He's this constant energy ball on stage, and again, it just feeds all of us.
And will you get to keep him?
Well, you know, you never can tell. I mean, the way I feel about the bands at the moment, I would happily work with them for many more years, because I think it's bringing such a different energy to what I do. But they're all kind of free agents. You know, they do their own things. You just don't know where the road's going to take them, really.
Well, that's the way that you've pretty much worked over the years with your musicians, hasn't it? I mean, Mick Harvey joined you up on stage over the weekend as well from the Bad Seeds, and has worked with you many times over the years. Has there been moments where you thought that he was going to hang around for a while too?
Not with Mick, no, because obviously his priority is the Bad Seeds. That's his band. So no, I'm always second place to that band for him. So I understand that perfectly well. But you know, with other players, I mean, some players in the past I've worked with for 5 or 6 years in a row before moving on, and I just think that there comes a time for the person that's in the band and for me that you think, no, we just need to find some different kind of inspiration at the moment.
Well, I got people to email me some questions for you as well, and everyone was pretty keen to get in there. Alison asked me, she said before she'd actually heard of your music and of you going back years and years, her friend described her to you as similar to a female Nick Cave, and she wanted to know how you would feel about that comparison.
Well, I mean, I think we look pretty similar in some strange way, unfortunately. Yeah, and I'm sure, I mean, you know, I was hugely influenced by the Bad Seeds. I can remember hearing them for the first time I was about 18. I was a late comer to them. And it was a friend of mine, actually, John Parrish, that played me from Her to Eternity. And I just couldn't believe it. You know, that was probably a huge turning point in my life and musical life. And I thought, I just left all of kind of music I'd been listening to and dived into Nick Cave. So I was a huge fan from like the age of 18.
So it is a compliment.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think for me, yeah. I have to say that like the last 3 albums or so, I've got a little bit lost. I tend to like the harder stuff that they do. They're really blood and guts hard stuff is what I like, and Nick's been very in a role in writing that doesn't excite me as much at the moment.
Well, it's been sort
of kind of different types
of... A lot more about him and less with the Bad Seeds, I think, over the years.
But I really like it when the Bad Seeds are very involved in the whole music making, you know, especially Mick, because I think Mick has never left that kind of hard driving music. He certainly, you know, that's what he's about.
Oh, he looked like he was having such a good time on Sunday night.
Yeah.
We are talking to PJ Harvey this morning on the radio. Let's take a track from the new album, which I think I heard you yourself pronounce as on the stage on Sunday night.
I was just clearing my throat.
This one's called Shame on Triple J. You are on Triple J this morning, taken from PJ Harvey's brand new record called Her. That's Shame, which absolutely went off live over the weekend in Byron Bay, and